All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, right here, right now, we actually have the one and only Bay Area hip-hop legend. This individual has been doing it for about 30 plus years. We got the one and only Wyser right here, live on the line. How you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing good, my brother. I'm doing good, man, here in the Bay Area.
Hey, man, I gotta say, first and foremost, man, I noticed that you guys are actually starting to open back up, man. It must feel good to get back to relatively normal life out there in the Bay.
Oh, yeah, man. It feels good. This concert's starting to come back, man. I'm disappointed in my Giants, though, man. They couldn't pull it off, man. My Niners ain't really doing what I want them to do, man. Raiders are left on us, but otherwise, man, yeah, the Bay, we putting things together, man. We getting back to hopping and popping.
But also, man, I know you're a very busy individual, so I'm going to dive right into this, man. But I want to take you back to the very beginning of your illustrious career within the hip-hop community. And I have to ask, what made you decide to get into the music industry initially, man? Because your roots run so deep within Bay Area hip-hop.
Well, you know, a lot of people didn't know this, but, you know, I was raised in the church. So when I was 14 and 15, man, I was a preacher. You know, I was preaching, you know, teaching Sunday school and everything. And I used to do gospel rap. I did shows, man, opened up for the Mighty Clouds of Joy, opened up for Shirley Caesar one time, because I'm from Florida, I'm from back south, and I moved out here in '77. So rap was always in me. I never had made CDs or albums, but I always did gospel raps, and I always had mad flow. By the time I went to a Job Corps in '86 and got out, 86 and got out '87, did a year. I just got introduced to the streets and just got. But I always had the rapping in me, but I just by this time I had wasn't tripping off a church. He just was a PK. They call it a preacher's kid, just kind of running from Jesus and just hustling in the streets. And it was loved the rap because I loved the old school rap with Rydell and Joe Cooley. Them was my boys, EPMD. I'm from the South, so I loved the Gucci crew. I loved the Two Live crew. I loved the MC Shady. So it was a lot of rappers that I, loved it, but it didn't make me want to rap until this guy in San Francisco, Baby Hunters Point. His name was the Millard, and I always thought he said Miller. And he was rapping, and I'm from Hunters Point, Harbor Road. He's from Sunnydale, they call it the Swampy D, and he was dissing us. And, I'm thinking this dude named the Miller dissing us. I said, wait a minute, I'm a rapper. Even though it was gospel rap, let me just flip this thing. And then I started dissing him back. And back then, we didn't have no CDs. So we took the cassette and put the little paper in there and stick it in the little radio, and then we took some other music, and we just rap in the records with the microphone. And I'm dissing him as the Miller. He dissing me as Budweiser, and we going back and forth. And little did it know, it started giving me some recognition. Like, this dude is the champion for Hunters Point. This dude is trying to be the champion for Swampy D. And then, by that time, KMEL, a well-known radio station here in the Bay Area, came out with a thing called Battle of the Rappers of '87. And when they brought this out, it was a bigger platform for me now. And so by me already kind of building up the little Budweiser name or whatever, I went on there. And I was battling at a higher level because these are with Hispanics, with Asians, with other blacks in other areas of the Bay Area. Not just him, but somebody maybe from Daly City, somebody from San Mateo County, somebody from San Jose, somebody from the East Bay, Oakland, Alameda, whatever. And it started putting me up there. And that's what it all just took off from there.
And also as well, man, in the early 1990s, you were actually a part of the hip-hop duo, The Product, man. I was wondering, what's the story behind that iconic group? And of course, how did yourself and DeRace actually get connected?
Well, me and DeRace, the crazy part, like I said, I was preaching and grew up in church. DeRace was the drummer when I was in church. We've been knowing each other before Harbor Road, Budweiser even existed. We knew each other as Henry and Perez is his real name. And we linked back up because they had moved, worked at a Harbor Road, his mom's. And so we linked back up. And this time it wasn't on to him playing the drums and me singing in the choir or me preaching or me teaching Sunday school. It was us on the street level. He knew how to sing because he used to sing in church, and I knew how to rap. So we came together and said, hey, listen, let's come up with something. Let's do something. So we came and we brought together, which is the first cassette I did, which is Life as a Nigga. Before the product, it was called Life as a Nigga, and we had 5 songs on there. It was a cassette, and it did real good. We would just take it to the mom and pop store and sell it. When no CDs, nobody had CDs. It was all cassettes, and everybody was just thrilled. Like Hunters Point got this guy that then got a household name named Budweiser. Now he got a little cassette out where they can stick it in their car because when no CDs, and they can play the cassette and they can hear somebody that's representing Hunters Point. It had good music, good rap, and there was a song called Darling, Darling Baby, which he sung on and I rapped. And me already having influence with the radio station and the underground radio station called CKOR-DB, they would play Darling, Darling Baby. And now I'm being heard throughout the Bay Area. And we talking about 89. I'm being heard throughout the Bay Area with this song, Darling, Darling Baby. And the only other people that was really around, it was what's name that just dropped E40 with Street Life. You had QEMC out of Silbo, JT the Bigger for them, they were still too young. You had Celine that came out with something, that's pretty much it. Everyone, of course, Too Short, he was out. But I was pretty much the only one that really represented Frisco besides UNC and Forte and Kootnut came out. He came out wrong with the product, but he was still doing a little something with Life as a Nigga. So back to your question, trying to fit all this in because it's a history. It's a history. It takes 10 interviews. I don't have it. Right after we did Life as a Nigga, we did real good. The radio pushed it, and my name just the household name now. Everyone knew Budweiser or heard of Budweiser, household name. So we wanted to go and start the next project, and I was doing all my music through the legendary TC. But you got to get him in there, and you got to interview TC, the legendary TC. And then by that time, I had linked up with Black C from RBL Posse, and I introduced Black C to TC. And they're in there working on Lesson to Be Learned on Giving Alabama Weed. I'm in there working on the product, You Can't Fade Me. And then I wanted something like, You Can't Fade Me. Like I'm just unfadable rapper. And I wasn't really doing it to compete with nobody. I just wanted to be like, You Can't Fade Me. And so that's why it was making more of a joke at the Miller because he had battled with me for so many years. And now I'm on a bigger level and his name is not even talked about anymore.
And also as well, in the year 1992, the product actually released the record You Can't Fade Me. I was wondering, man, if you could shed some light on that iconic project. And of course, what was it like just being in the studio creating that monumental work, man? Because I gotta say, in my personal opinion, that's my favorite record that you guys actually put out in the early 90s.
But like I said, You Can't Fade Me with all of the battles I did with the Miller and being a household name and, being sought after. I used to give block parties. I used to give parties at the gym. I hustled, so I took advantage of my hustle money, and I would go rent out the gym and just give this huge party. I took advantage of the radio and use my name, Budweiser, and say, Budweiser's going to give this block party. Budweiser's going to give this party at the Hunters Point Gym. Budweiser's going to give this party at the park. And back then, believe it or not, 5,000 plus people would show up because the radio is a huge way to put it. Right now, it's like rock spilling candy from a baby to get on the radio. But back then, it was just so easy, and they just gravitated to us and to me. So now, when I come with this, I had to come hard because Life as a Nigga was good, but I have to take it to the next level, and so that's when I said, You Can't Pay Me. And I got Black C from RBL Posse. I brought him on in, and then I got Tilo, and I brought him on in a verse, and just creating that in the studio with the legendary TC It was just so iconic because Cool Net would pop by the studio. I got to meet Al Capone and Mac 10 from Totally Insane. They would come by the studio. RBL Posse, they were in there creating. Black C and Mr. C was creating their masterpiece, which really took Hunter's Point beyond the ever a level I can ever take it with Don't Give Me No Bama Weed. And it just went beyond what I can think of, and I understood that. You know, I never was mad or envy or jealous because that's my boy. Black City is my boy. We're like two brothers from another mother. But you can't say me held his own for what I had to bring to the table, and I'm proud of it. And people that hear it to this day say, man, that's a banger.
And also going back to Black C as well, man, because before RBL Posse, you know, I actually read that he was actually your guys' DJ as well. Like, he DJ'd for you guys. I was wondering, how did you guys initially first meet Black C, and of course him becoming your guys' DJ?
Well, the way that went, I've been, like I said, when I first moved to Harbor Road back in '84, I'm 4 years older than Black C. So I was out of high school when they were still in high school. And I met Black C on the block. We stayed right there on Harbor Road. And Black C was a huge supporter of me listening to battle the rappers. And, you know, he knew I did gospel rap before then. And, you know, he gravitated to me that I was a good dude. I showed him love. You know, me and Black C, we did stuff together. We went places together. His mother would let me drive the car because he wasn't old enough, and then we'd go around the block, and I let him jump in and drive. So we got history. So and then he was hustling, and he had just a little bit better hustle than me because I was between the hustle and music. So I told Black C, I said, listen, man, you go get some, me and a guy named Double B, I said, you go get some music, and you can DJ, man, and we can put this thing together. And this is after I had did the life as a nigga, and this was before I did the product. And so he's like, I'm down. So we go to the pawn shop, and Black C bought his beats and stuff, and Double B said he knew how to do it, but he didn't know how to keep none of that. So believe it or not, Black C went in there night and day in his house, right in his bedroom, and he kept messing with stuff. And then we would come through. And then that's when I linked up with his brother, Baby Dre, I think his name is King Hype now, for RBL Posse. That's the one you see on the album cover, and that's not Dre, so I have to clear it up with everybody. That's Baby Dre was his name at the time then, but now I think his name is King Hype. He called himself King Hype. He's the one that's on the product CD cover with me. He came in with me, and me and him, in the race as well, we put together the product. But Black C was just couldn't get nobody. T-Lo would come through, and he was doing his own thing. I was doing my start working on the product. So Black C just started to forget it. You know, he wrote something one time, and he rapped and did something, and people were like, man, you good, bro. You should just do. You got the music in there. You got that equipment, man, and you can rap, and you sound good. You might as well just start rapping yourself. So sure enough, he dropped a little solo thing, and then by that time, he got introduced to Mr. C by T-Lo. T-Lo was dating his sister, and Mr. C's sister, and it brought Mr. C up there, and Mr. C and Black C just linked up, and they just took off from there, and he started rapping, and he just really didn't know that he was that good. He had no intention on ever rapping until he had put in a situation where I got all this equipment, ain't nobody gonna rap, okay, then I just rap, and that's the history of how he started, and to this day, he still just dropped a new project, and it's booming, ain't lost a beat, lyrics, everything sounds good.
And also as well, man, you actually took a 20-year hiatus from the music industry itself, man. I have to ask, what made you to actually decide to actually, like, you know, just retire for 20-something years, and of course come back in 2016 with the album Haters Come and Go?
I see you did your research. I like that. At this time, I had, after the product, Mr. C and Black C took off with Don't Give Me No Bama Weed, and they ended up signing with the little independent record labels. It was called independent records. And I didn't get signed with them because DeRace went to jail, and, you know, I just didn't have my other half. So I just kept hustling and kind of backed away from the rapping But at this time, Harbor Road self-destructed. And I don't want to get deep into it with the fans, but it just self-destructed. And so I took the high road, and I said, I think it's time for me just to take a break. So I went down to Florida and left here in 97, went to Florida, and ended up getting back in church, ended up back preaching, and ended up meeting my wife and getting married, and was down there the whole time. And then I came back. I came back here in 2009. And when I came back, I ran into somebody and said, "Oh, man, you've been gone for a while. What's up, man? What's up, man?" You know, and I'm like, "What's up?" They say, you still got it?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm always can rap." And said, "Man, have you went and seen TC?" I said, "He's still in the same spot." They said, "Yeah." So I went through there and I seen TC, and we started talking. He's still in the studio. Of course, he done transformed it and got more high-tech equipment and stuff. And he said, "Yeah, I'm still at it, man." I said, "I need to get in here." He's like, "Come on, man." And we just got in there messing around, and I linked up with the race, and we just dropped haters come and haters go. And then after that, I dropped a couple more things with the race, and now I just dropped my 10th CD since then. And this new one is a banger. Oh, my God. It's banging so hard.
And also as well, man, you actually, aside from music itself, you are also an actor as well, man, that's actually starred, and I think I looked up 3 movies and 1 on the way. I was wondering, man, what made you decide to venture into acting, and of course, where can we actually check out your films today?
Okay, that's a great question. Acting always been in me, man, because that's all I ever did was act. I mean, I always was a clown. I'm a storyteller. Anybody who listens to any of my songs, a lot of the songs tell stories. Like I got a song on the first actual cassette I did called Blind Date, and it's hilarious, and they used to play it on the radio. And it was a station called 976 where people go in there and everybody get in a little chat room way before the chat lines and all that came. It was that chat line. And me and Black C used to actually get in that same time trying to holler at little females and about 8 people in the same group. And tell somebody, "Hey, take my number, let's get offline." So I've always been a storyteller. So now I say, you know what though? I look on YouTube and I see little bootleg movies and they be kind of ratchet, and some of them be just like they made it with an iPhone and just be just like too ratchet and too stupid. And I just made me want to just up my level. That's why I changed my name from Wyser to Wyser, because I wanted to do things better. I got wiser. I'm not the same ratchet person or the same hood person. And so that's what made me want to go into movies. So I did my first movie. I have a production team right now, a crew of family and friends that's dedicated to Wyser Productions. And we went, got everybody together, and I wrote the first one called For My Brother's Sake. And I'll tell everybody in a minute where they can go find them. And For My Brother's Sake, I played twin brothers. I played a preacher, and I played a drug dealer. And they didn't get along throughout the whole little movie. Family, friends, and everybody trying to bring them together until somebody died. I'm going to leave it at that. You got to go watch the movie to see it. And then they came together. My second movie, after we did that, when I got with the production team, got with the crew members, they was happy. We was all hyped up. And the first one was more like just a test to see could we really do it. And the crazy part about it, DJ, is that we kind of filmed it ourselves, because my film guy, which is my main guy, I want to give a shout out to him. I believe in giving shout out to people. This man is Woo Yan Chow. We call him Woo. His production, you see, is called 90X Vision on YouTube, and that's when you see a lot of my videos and movies under him. Kind of giving that a little ahead of time. It's called 90X Vision. If you Google that on YouTube, then it'll pull up him. He does a lot of stuff for E40, did videos for RBL Posse, for 50 Rich, and for other artists, a lot of commercials. He did all my videos, pretty much, and he did my movies. And so we didn't shoot it, the first one. He couldn't shoot it at COVID. So we kind of shot. He just said, take the camera, point it, do your part, and then hit. So it didn't really come out. But the second one, we nailed it, because he shot it. That's called Wrong Boyfriend. And that movie, I play a detective. And I'm a bumbling detective, which is right robbery, but I'm trying to solve a homicide of a female who's killing off dudes because somebody took her boyfriend. I'm telling you, these are actual movies. I don't know if you ever seen them. They're real good. And then the third one is called Blood is Thicker Than Water, where I play a lawyer. And in that movie, we got the same cast. A few different people joined it, and I play a lawyer. And my big brother is a judge. Our sister's a doctor, and we have a younger brother who's a screw-up, and he got in trouble with some bad men. So now we have to put our lives and our careers on the line to save our little brother. He's our half-brother. So that makes me even more pissed that our dad cheated on our mom. That's all in the movie. And the fourth movie I just done that's not released yet, and I'll tell you how you can get to all of these, it's called Two Smiles for Joey. Two Smiles for Joey is going to be a bomb. It's me. I play a Vietnam vet with PTSD. And I'm just getting out of facilities, and I'm dealing with family and friends, and Joey, he just all over the place. But you love him, and then you get mad at him. You love him, and then you fuss at him. But at the end of the movie, Joey nails it. So that's called Two Smiles for Joey. In the meanwhile, I'm writing on 3 more movies, high-power movies. So, yeah, I'm keeping it going. Now, where you can go is to all the listeners, and y'all got to excuse me, I talk fast. I guess that's because I'm from Florida. You can go on YouTube, put in Wyser, WYSER videos. It'll pull up all my music videos, all my music, and it'll pull up my movies. Or you can just put in Wyser Productions, either one, and it'll put up all my music videos, all my music. Then I'm also on Spotify under Wyser. I'm on SoundCloud. I'm on iTunes. I'm on Amazon. I'm on DatPiff. All of those things you can either put in. If you put in Budweiser, you have to put in BUDWYSER, and it'll pull up my old history on YouTube. All some of the old music, You Can't Fade Me, that me and the DJ spoke about. But you can pull up the movies and just check it out. And just check out. I even have interviews on there, like I'm doing with you right now. I got an interview I did with Fog Bay Entertainment, Court Knox. That's another, and I just got another interview I did with Gotta Be Clean, Jay Clean. He's a young, up-and-coming blogger. He has a little broadcast. You can find him on there, Got to Be Clean, all together. Got, G-O-T, 2 T-O-B-E, Clean. And he's on YouTube. Fog Bay, F-O-G, space, B-A-Y, Entertainment, Fog Bay, and they're on there, and I have projects under them. I got a lot going on, man. I'm trying to get this movie thing going. They call me Mr. Brown Jr. That's why I look just like Mr. Brown.
But I have to ask, man, what is next for yourself? Is there anything we happen to miss during this interview? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on 97.7 FM this evening.
Well, I definitely want to say, man, I really appreciate you guys reaching out to me. I did my little research. You guys are really, really huge. You're doing good, man, and you're making some good moves, man, for the Canadians as well as the United States. I've looked at a lot of I've been listening to a lot of your interviewers. You had what's name on last night, Omar Gooden. So you guys are blowing up, and for you guys to reach out to me, somebody that's way at the bottom of the list. I'm not Lil Wayne, I'm not Drake or nobody, and to ask me to come on, I'm honored. And I ask Jesus Christ to bless you guys. If the people that are listening will just pay homage to watching some of the movies. Let's kind of get these ratings up. When you see the movie Wrong Boyfriend, when you see the movie Blood is Thicker Than Water, and you hear some of my music, my new CD that just dropped is called Blue Sky. And we waiting for the new movie to drop out. The soundtrack on the new movie, Two Smiles for Joey, is all the music from Blue Sky. That's on the soundtrack. Plus, I got 3 videos that's coming from Blue Sky. When you hear these songs, this new CD, Blue Sky, I'm telling you, it's the bomb. Some songs, it got a song in there called Leroy. They go crazy. But if the people could just do this one thing, if you like storytelling, you like slappers, and you like good, funny acting and comedy, you'll want to go check out Wyser. It's not going to hurt you. If you don't like it, hey, just keep it moving. But if you like it, share it with somebody and say, hey, listen, this guy Wyser, because everybody tell me, DJ, I'm so underrated. They say, man, you have been in this game for over 30 years. You have gave your life, heart, blood, and soul and sweat to the Bay Area, and nobody still is giving you the credit that you deserve. Even people that I know are doing interviews, and they're not giving you the credit like how I give people credit. You see how I mentioned the legendary TC, I mentioned Jay Clean, I mentioned my Wu Chu, I mentioned Court Knox from Fog Bay and Brian. I mentioned people to give them RB Apostle Blackstreet, to give them their recognition. Why have an opportunity, because it's not all about me, it's about teamwork. We're the Bay Area. And we have to support each other if nobody else don't. So just check me out, Wyser, W-Y-S-E-R. If you go on YouTube, I'm going to pull later up Wyser videos, Wyser Productions. Take out the time, share, listen to some stuff. And I guarantee you, you'll be really, really surprised at how good it really is and what you've been missing all these years since I'm not Lil Wayne or Drake.
But I gotta say, first and foremost, man, it definitely was an honor and most definitely a privilege just to have the one and only Bay Area legend, Wyser, right here, live on 97.7 FM, man. It definitely was an honor and most definitely a privilege, man. And hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Well, yeah, please do, man. Don't wait till you sit next to Denzel Washington and then come snatch me up. But, you know, I still have come. You know, I always say that. But, yeah, it was definitely an honor. I appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, you guys, you're doing a great thing. You're not forgetting the little guy. So that's real important to me, man. It put tears in my heart. You're not forgetting the little guy. There's so many artists, and I looked and seen a bunch of you guys, people who you're trying to interview. It's so many artists that's good. I mean, good music, good lyrics, good DJs that nobody pays attention to. And, you know, it's so hurtful because, of course, you can't get around to everybody. But you guys dedicate yourself to being an underground radio station that goes out and finds that little guy, finds that little woman, finds that little DJ, that little rapper, that OG that's been doing it for years like myself. And you put them on your platform for your listeners and give them an opportunity to share their story, to pour out their heart and soul to people that they might not never meet, and give people a chance to go look them up and to hear something that they might have never knew existed. So I, from the bottom of my heart, say thank you guys, and I pray that God just really, really, really bless you. You see I'm from God because I'm still a preacher. So I pray that God really, really bless you guys. And once again, before you hang me up, everybody, please, right now, while you're talking to me, get on your phones, put in on YouTube, W-Y-S-E-R. Look at one of the videos, look at the movie, look at something, and then let's get these numbers up. By the end of this week, I'm going to look and say, man, I done went from 1,000 to 10,000 because people are listening. Share it. Put it on your put it on your Twitter, put it on your TikTok. Share anything that you might like.
But I gotta say, first and foremost, man, again, Wyser, thank you so much, man, for the love, and we definitely appreciate it out here, man. You know, I appreciate you, and hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon, man. But definitely have yourself a wonderful night out there in the Bay.
You too as well, brother. I appreciate you, brother. God bless you, man.
God bless, brother. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.